Hello and welcome back to Stranded Deep. We find ourselves once again in the map editor, maybe for the final time as we finish off our island, which is not really an island. Well, it's kind of an island. Maybe it's an archipelago with a hole in the middle. Who knows? So this world here, this hole was kind of a challenge, really, by one of the lads in the comments. Stanley Orchard and Daughter said, "Ooh, can you make a blue hole?" I think we might have succeeded in that. We have a hole. It is natural. You do find these in the world. I think there's one near Belize, and it is typically, if we turn off the terrain by hitting here, boop. What you have is the natural sea floor, and then for some reason you have a big old hole. It is one of these Ice Age features from when the sea used to be a lot lower. This would have been full of water anyway, but I guess things like a limestone formation, water would have dissolved the limestone and just left the natural stone on the outside. Nice. Typically you will find caves and things in the bottom. We haven't been able to make caves. What you have done is added some overhangs, though, so that's cool. There are some cool little prizes if you do venture down this way. There is the Dead X box. It does get dark. That is just a natural thing. It's based on altitude within the game, or the player's altitude, and there should be somewhere still a wally. So if you are brave enough to swim in the hole, then you will be rewarded. And there's obviously the loot from the wrecks. Cool. The other thing we did add is the little life raft, which is the same life raft you get at the beginning of the game. We added a lamp, and we added an air tank and a few bits of food because as I'm recording this is in 0.44. I did check this time. And that is the messed up water update, the one where if you eat 2 coconuts, you poop yourself, and you need to put leaves in the water collectors in order to collect water. And everyone was left scratching their heads as to why you would turn the game into essentially a spreadsheet simulator rather than a delightful survival game, because apparently people in the forums, the loudest ones, the ones they listen to, maybe, I don't know. I'd like to one day get in on a Skype call with the Beam Team guys and just have some questions. I have questions. But for all our misgivings, there is one thing that we cannot deny. That is, the game is beautiful. It is absolutely beautiful. And as far as Castaway survival games go, this has got to be up near the tippity top. So we work with what we have. Interestingly, if you do read the 0.45.01 patch notes, we did test this map, and we found that when we stuck our face in the hole, there were a lot of lionfish, a lot of sea snakes, a lot of other fish, and it was actually really quite nice. The light did actually travel down to nearly the bottom of the hole, so that was kind of cool. And as a result of our little test, we threw in some PP, a lot more PP, so that people could create antidotes. So there's some here, so people could create antidotes. We also threw in a lot more food, shrubs, bushes and things, and then we threw in a lot of physics objects, sticks and rocks and the like, so that people can make devices to catch food. Good. So we got a lot of that sorted out. The patch notes do say, for the experimental branch, we are in the main branch because there's a lot less bugs, a lot less things to deal with, that stingrays and reef sharks will use the new fish system. Also, the sea snakes and the lionfish will be only spawning in shallow water. So I'm guessing maybe like areas like this. I'm not sure about areas like this, possibly. So you'll find them around the island. I don't know if you'll find them in the hole. There's a lot of things we don't know about this map. I still haven't seen it during a storm, but what we did do is go around getting rid of all the little bubbles along the edge of the water, which kind of signifies possibly a gap in the water mesh, which we do not want, especially if there's a storm. That'll just open up like a tin of beans. So the question is, what do we do this time? What do we have to do to finish this off? Well, we have the physics objects in, check. We have everything that everyone needs to live, thrive, and survive on this island, check. There are a few things definitely missing. One of those is sharks. So there is an interesting thing. If you open up the animals, we've got boar, crab, marlin, patrol, and then just shark. Here's a thing. Bob Ross's happy little bush. Good. With sharks. If you... Ooh. Yeah, we jumped onto everything that isn't the actual shark itself. Oh, because you can't rotate a shark. You can only put it in the ground. You can only put it in your map. Huh. Interesting. Forgot about that. Anyway. If you take your shark and you have the patrol version at the top, that I've seen will swim around the island maybe to about halfway around the island. So if we put him here at the side of the island, he will swim. Okay, let's put him somewhere else. We are going to put him in the sea up here at about 12 o'clock. When he gets to these two openings, and the camera's going a bit weird at the moment, but when he gets to these two openings, about 90 degrees from where he starts, so in this 180 degree hemisphere, he will make a turn in towards the island. It's not so much of a problem here because our island has got a hole in it. But if you have land, trees, and all that other stuff, no matter what is here, no matter what you have placed here, you can place rocks, you can place buildings, you can place the Ark Royal. It won't matter. He will swim through it into the island mesh and be a land shark. So creating yourself a happy little swimmer, don't use patrol. I believe the sharks in the game are actually patrol versions, but for some reason they don't swim into the land. So what you would have to use is just a shark reef, shark tiger, or shark great white. Obviously the shark tiger, because it's 0.44, is the old model. If you are on experimental, you will see the new model. Have fun with that, it's terrifying. But we're going to be using the reef shark. Ooh, that is a lot smaller than the other sharks. Yeah, let's just for comparison, let's whip out Mr. Bitey and whip out a reef shark. Let's move you back a little bit there, buddy. Hello. If you press R, oh, we can rotate him, but we can't rotate him on his axis. We can roll him. Oh, I'll get back to that momentarily. But yeah, okay. So if we have these two lads out, this lad will chew your face off. No problem. This is actually one of the updated models. If you've been playing since the early game, that got updated. It is super scary. Do not be in the water when one of those is swimming towards you. If it's like head on and that mouth is open, it is freaking terrifying. I am not going to lie. But this lad here, the black tip reef shark, he's a friendly fellow. They'll just swim around, they're just ignoring you. Currently, if you are on the main, they do use the same audio as big boys. So if you hear the bloopy swimming shark noise, it might be one of these, or it might be one of, these. We're going to get rid of big boy there. Yeah, you go. And we're going to get rid of... No, we're not. We want to keep you. So what we want to do is pop him in here. Oh, yeah. Let's get back here a second. Let's press T to rotate. No, that's R to rotate. Ooh, my things. Yeah, if you put a shark upside down, it essentially paralyzes the shark. They don't like being upside down. If you have a great white and you flip it onto its back, you can maneuver it as long as you can get water through its gills. Because essentially sharks need to be swimming to get aerated water through the gills in order to breathe, which is why sharks can't swim backwards, and if they get stuck, they drown. That's the thing. But yeah, if you have a great white and you put it onto its back, you can maneuver it around, and then when you need it to be like swimming off, you put it back the way it came, and then you get the heck out of the water. So yeah, or make sure you are moving air over its gills, aerated water over its gills. So yeah, oxygenated water. Because there is a difference between oxygenated water and water without oxygen dissolved in it. Don't you know, don't you know? Right, we're going to make sure we have selected Shark Reef, and we're going to drag it onto the land, because if you drag it into the hole itself, it's going to, like any other object, it's just going to fall into the hole. What we're going to do is we are going to place him just under the surface, near the boat. He will naturally level off. He'll do his thing. Oh, that is really nice, actually. If we look from below, I don't know if you can see that. Just the, like, yeah, what's that's not chromatic aberration. Oh, the camera is the camera's being weird. Oh, I can't remember what that is. I know what it is. The reflected light on the bottom of the. That is a really nice effect, though. What was that? I honestly can't remember. I'd have to look it up in the settings, or I'll remember it about 5 femtoseconds after the recording. So we're going to add one. In fact, actually, no. What are we doing? We can just clone you. C. We're going to put 4 sharks in. But these boys are going to be no. They're just going to be swimming around. There's a school of sharks. School of sharks. The only trouble is we need to be able to actually click on them. So we're going to put them between us and the roof of the world. So these guys should, in theory, just swim around. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Can we just... It's a little bit tricky. I'm using Q and E to move up and down. I'm using the right mouse button to look around, and the left mouse button to manipulate, and WSAD to sort of move back, and strafe left and right. Good. The reason I'm going into the water and looking up at them is so I can click on them, select them without anything being selected in the background. There we go. So we should have 4 sharks. It's really hard to see them unless we actually go and turn the water off. So we'll do that. We'll hit objects. So we have 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we put 4 sharks in. We can't change their orientation, but that's not going to matter. That's about as much as I really want to put in. I don't want to stress the AI system on this island, especially for people with slower machines. There is currently a bug where you might start underneath an island at the base of the world and drown. Apparently that's a physics bug, and it's related to slower machines like laptops and stuff. So yeah, you got to be a little bit cautious about adding lots and lots of animals, lots and lots of physics objects to a map. We should be okay because the map isn't, it's big, but it's not the biggest. It's not paramount, which is biggest. Hey, did you not know that? Paramount means biggest. Oh, you've been watching Paramount films all the time and not knowing that. Okay, fine. Sure. Or some people might. I don't know. Oh, okay, so we've done that. We've added the standard reef shark, not the patrol reef, so they don't, get confused and start swimming into the land. That should be okay. We can add some stingrays. I like stingrays. They don't seem to sting, but they will swim into the land regardless of what you do. So we'll just pop you in there. That looks like... Is that selected something in the base of... yes, it has. It's selected that column. Got to be a little bit careful when manipulating stuff. So we'll hit terrain and then back to objects again. So we've deselected everything. And then we'll just pop a few stingrays in. Cool. Just pop them just below the surface. They'll swim around. They'll swim into the land. They'll swim out again. They're not really affected by constraints of anything that you care to put in place. No. Again, it's selected something else. But interestingly, you can rotate it upon its axis. Nice. Stingrays, obviously, if we look underneath, they are a member of the shark family. Have the same skin and all. So that's cool. But they're not like sharky sharks. They're actually more like cats. I like rays. You got to be a little bit careful around wild animals. You don't want to go and try and give them a hug. That would be, probably not be good for your health. But, they're not terrible creatures. So we'll throw a few in. We'll throw 4 in. Don't seem to do too much. I'll just, again, it's just going to select it. So we got so much stuff in here that hitting terrain and objects to deselect everything is a good thing. So we got some fish in there. They will, now I've only put them just below the surface. Well, actually a healthy amount below the surface. The reason for that is they will find their own level beneath the sea. So you don't need to worry too much about these guys. They will just do their own thing. They'll swim down if they need to swim down. If you pop them in the air, they will swim down to whatever the surface of the sea is. If you put them above an island, they'll swim down through the mesh of the island. I've seen that before. There used to be a bug where sharks would spawn really high up and then swim out of the sky down through island if you had a land shark. So cool. We've added some stingrays. Good. We've added some reef sharks. Those are the important ones. We do need to add some other things. We're not going to add marlins for a reason. One of the reasons is these guys will just straight attack you. And I don't really want to put aggressive fish in here because, partly because there's a lot of poisonous fish in anyway, and partly because this is really just a map for people to explore. So the main feature is swimming down to the bottom of the hole, which is why there's an air tank. Cool. Again, you would just use the marlin. You wouldn't use patrol marlin for various reasons. Yeah, we just swim under the line and get stuck. Oh no! So we'll add some crabs, crabby crabs. We'll just put them on the beach. Don't need to change rotation or orientation or anything. If you drag them from the menu instead of cloning them, they will just follow terrain. So they will just be on the beach. We'll put them in clusters of 2. We won't put them like everywhere. Don't need to be everywhere. I wonder if LOD actually affects crabs. Interesting thing to find out, whether the AI is unloaded after a certain distance. 1, 2, 2, 4, 6. Yeah, if we add them as pairs, 8, and I guess 10. So you can go around and kill them if you want. I wouldn't, because I don't like randomly killing animals that pose no threat. So that's just me. Boars, swim piggies. Yeah, they do actually swim. Yeah, the little piggies. They just swim. These guys are going to be a pain in the butt. They will get stuck. No matter what you do, they are going to get stuck. Someone in the comments, I know your avatar, because I remember pictures, but I can't remember the name. Tarwinian? Oh, I'm sorry. I probably just messed up your freaking name. Yeah, you can rotate these guys. There is a problem with these. The AI. So the AI, what it wants to do is I think what it wants to do is find nodes. So you have a node here, and then say you have a node here, and then you have a node here, and then maybe another one here, and then this guy can say, "Oh, I'm going to go here, and then I'm going to go here, and then I'm going to turn around." And I'm going to go back again. I'm going to go to here, and then I might go to here. So there are nodes in the world, and they sort of follow them, which is why I think that what it probably does is it puts a load of points all over the map in triangles, and then they get a choice whether they want to go left or right, and they make a little decision in the AI, and they just kind of wander around. There's probably just like a basic, hey, I'm just going to walk, maybe I'll stop, maybe I'll go over here. And then there's going to be like a panic or flight mode where the player gets too close and it runs away. That's basically what happens. But if you take away all of these nodes, if the pathing fails for whatever reason, and the piggy only has the node that it's standing on, what it'll do is it'll just spin around in a circle. There we go. You can see it. I used to make bot paths for something called Sternbot in Day of Defeat. And you could add like special nodes, like ones that tell the bots to crouch under objects or jump over something. So it kind of looks like it's a human running around, but really they are kind of following rails. So we're going to add a couple of piggies. And I bet these guys get stuck no matter what we do. It doesn't really matter the orientation. I'm just going to place them so they are just above the mesh, because they'll drop down anyway. And they're still technically a physics object. They are bound to the rules of the world. So a couple of piggies. Do we want to add any piggies over here? Lonesome piggies. I don't know if we do. Do we have enough stuff over here to make people come over here? Yeah, I guess they're looking for medical plants. They're looking for stuff to get up on the island, aloe vera, or just exploring, gathering materials, chopping down trees and stuff. Yep, I think there's probably plenty of stuff for people to do. So I don't think we need too many AI items. We'll leave it there for the AI. We don't need to worry about putting anything in the sea outside, because the game is going to put rocks, and it's going to put columns, and it's going to put seaweed, and it's going to put fish all out here. So we can kind of ignore that for the time being. Cool. I am going to go revisit the trees, and I am going to revisit the young pines. Where are you? Pines small. Yeah. Yep. So this side of the island could do with a little densening up. Oh, density. Yeah. All right. So we'll just put these in. Oh yeah, if you guys were watching this, or if anyone watches these as they come out, and you were like, "Oh, there was not an episode yesterday. What happened?" Yeah, I kind of got home from work and just fell asleep. I was just like, I don't know what it was. I sat down to do trying to deep recording, to do this very recording, and I've been, because of overtime and because of getting up for work so early, for so freaking long. Friday was just like, nope. .avi. I was tired, like beyond tired. So yeah, I thought, oh, you know what I'll do? I'll sit down, I'll have a cup of tea, just kind of set everything up, put an episode of Bowtime Gaming on to get a little bit of, just I like watching other people's gaming channels. It's nice. And I just kind of was slumping down in the chair, so I just thought, I'll have a little sleep for 20 minutes. 4 hours later, woke up and I was like, I'm on fire. Why is everything so hot? And there was no episode, so sorry about that. We're throwing some more of these young pines in, small pines, and the reason for that is it kind of adds density to the foliage. I think that's the best thing we can call it. But if someone wants to come along here and actually do something with this, they can chop all these down. So that's not actually an issue for that. We added the maximum number of pines in, and then there's a weird bug which allows you to add an extra one. We're not going to do that. I have a kind of a theory, because the billboard system's messed up at the moment, and if you add a player map, typically that player map is going to drop your frames when you look left and right when you're standing on a different island, because the billboard thingy is really messed up. If we leave it at the original limit, which I think is 5 trees a piece, because I guess these all show up on the billboard, and we're keeping it real low, we're keeping it on the DL. Is that what the kids say? Did I? No, okay, let's not do that. But yeah, maybe this island won't have that effect. It's like one of those things we're gonna have to play with it. Is there anything else we could do over here? Yeah, let's throw some more plants in. Plants aren't too bad. They will have an effect on. So we don't want to go beyond here because we don't want to take away from Bob Ross's bush. So what we're going to do is add you here. Let's do it. Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, so today is a Saturday, and I have had all the sleep. Like, all of the sleep. I went to bed, and then I got up, and then I watched a bit of YouTube, and then went back to bed, because that's what happens. And I was just like, ooh, you know what? I need to do some things. So I've been to the bike place to book the bike in for an MOT, which is an annual test that they do to make sure everything works on the vehicle. And then I went, because I went to the bike place in the hybrid, and I was like, have you got any different motorbikes, like trail bikes? So I think I'm going to change the sports tourer in for a trail bike, because I don't need to travel very far on it, but I don't know. I like the idea of something a little less complicated, less electronics, more carburetors and spark plugs than computers and glow coil stick things. I don't know. But then I got home and I was like, well, I do need to give the bike a run. It's still got some time on the MOT, and I thought, well, let's go out for a bit of a drive. Oh boy, I forgot how fun it is to ride a motorbike. It is super amazing, awesome fun. If you get a chance to do it, don't wait until you have a midlife crisis. Just be like, you know what? I could really do with having a blast around. Are they dangerous? Yeah, probably. I mean, you're probably going to get hurt at some point, but you're probably going to break your neck falling down the stairs. So yeah, I would recommend that. And you know what? The person who got me into motorbikes was my mum. Yeah, she passed the test, and then she went, "Oh, I'm getting a bigger bike. Do you want to learn how to ride?" And I was like, I haven't really thought about it. She was like, "Here, borrow my bike." And I was like, "Okay." So yeah, and then I became a biker boy, and that was fun. So we're adding a few more plants in, just to really say, hey, that's better. That's better. Ugh, these little detours. Oh yeah, that was a thing. That was the other thing. It was the picture of the Queen. So when you're sat around talking for like 50 minutes or an hour or whatever, you kind of struggle to pick up things. I'm just looking at this. I'm talking and looking at this at the same time. I'm thinking that looks a lot better. It's subtle, but it's a lot better. So we've added animals. We've added a few more trees. I think we'll do the same thing on the other side. Just kind of add some. Add a little bit more density to stuff. Add some more plants. The world could always use more plants. Yeah, picture the Queen. So you kind of just let your brain work on autopilot, as it were. And I think the picture of the Queen, that comes from an old Monty Python sketch. And essentially it's kind of like a dealer. And he's like, "Oh, picture the Queen," and the other guy goes, "Oh no, I'm trying to give him up." But I tried to look it up the other day, and I couldn't work out which of the like Monty Python series it came from. It might have been one of the more obscure like TV ones. Like I don't know. I haven't seen it in a while. So that's the thing. We're just gonna. I mean, we got time. We can do this. We'll have to do a little test in a minute and just kind of make sure everything is actually working properly. So we'll do that. Hopefully we get a storm. That would be really delightful. A storm just after we get to see whether all the fish are working, because you need to do that, and you need to make sure that the physics, because this machine's, like I said, it's kind of a powerful machine. It's a Ryzen. It's got a lot of RAM. So a lot of cores, a lot of RAM, and a lot of stuff, complicated sciencey stuff that I'm not going to go into, because it's boring. There's one thing about IT, and it is boring. I've been to way too many meetings. Whenever you get a job and you go into business or industry or whatever, you find that middle managers always like their meetings. It's like, "Oh, let's have a meeting." Well, let's not have a meeting. "Oh, let's have a meeting. I need to throw some ideas in your brain work." And I'm like, please don't. Please never say that again. In fact, if you could stop breathing, that would be great. Yeah, it's kind of like Office Space, actually. The film Office Space. So that's the thing. I'm just rotating these so the leaves don't clip, but I don't think we're going to be able to do that. Just kind of throwing some plants in. I'm guessing nobody will really notice at that point. Throw some more little baby ficuses in. Just playing around at the moment. Yeah. Yeah, but oh my god, if you want the most boring people on the planet, go to an IT meeting, specifically an IT meeting, because there's always somebody who goes, well, actually, our Linux system, and at that point, you just switch off. You just like, did they bring cake? Is there cake here? I want some cake now. And usually it's like stuff from the canteen that's been there for 400 days and is dry as ass, and you're like, oh. Why did you have to bring the driest cake in the world to the driest meeting in the world? Oh, and everyone just looks at you like you've gone mad. And I'm like, probably have actually. So that's fun. What are we doing? We're just actually creating a ficus tree out of nothing. It's so strange. That can be completely chopped down. I don't think I like that, to be honest. I don't think I like that. It's too... je ne sais quoi? I don't know. I don't actually speak French. I have been up the Eiffel Tower. Would I recommend going up the Eiffel Tower if you happen to be in Paris? Yeah, of course, do it. It's an interesting tower. It's kind of like being on a pier. I kind of, yeah, I'll say that. It's like being on a pier. If you're from the UK, it's just a big structure, and you go up there, and there's a lot of people. And they're all looking around, taking photographs. Then you go to the top, and there was a lot of pennies around the edge. And I'm thinking a lot of people were like, if you throw a penny off the top, you'll punch a hole in the concrete below. And I'm like, no, penny doesn't have the kinetic energy to do that, because it doesn't have the mass to get up to sort of a high velocity. Its terminal velocity is that, which is fairly low, actually. And its surface area means, or the shape means it's going to tumble, so it'll never just fall directly on it. Even if it did fall directly on its edge, if it hits someone, their hair is enough just to take the force out of the drop. So cool, we've just added a bunch of plants and some extra rocks just to fill in that gap. Nice. I like this area here, actually. I like it being open. Some PP and some lava. Cool. Is there anything else we need to add before doing a test? I don't know, really. I'm just throwing some cheeky little bits in. Slime rock, small rock. Yeah. Oh yeah. Nice. Just getting these little bits and pieces in. But why? Well, because suddenly it's made a little path between these two bits of rock. And it gives someone something to jump on. Oh, that's... Yeah, I noticed that now. And that, yucca plant is kind of out on its own a little bit, so the rocks are nice. I think what we'll do is we'll go to the trees and just add something here, something a little bit shrubby. Cool. That's all that's really needed. Rotate it a little bit. Move it up a little bit. Not clipping into anything, it's not touching the ground, it's not touching the shrub, it's not touching the rock. There we go. Nice. Cool. Terrain objects. Okay, that's good. We probably stand to add a few more tiny trees around here. We'll add the tiniest of trees because they are needed to give the place a little bit more of an atmosphere. Atmosphere was a game, I think. Was it a board game, or was it one of those VHS games? Ooh, I can't remember. I remember there being a lot of games that you could buy, and like you play a VHS, and it had like a Games Master on the VHS. And I guess if you played it through at one point once, then you would it would be kind of quite interesting. And then the second playthrough, I don't know. Could you do a second playthrough? Because the VHS would never change. And I feel I might have to explain VHS. Ugh. Alright. So VHS is a form of storage medium typically used in the storage of film. It's a cassette. It uses celluloid? Or does it? Oh, I can't actually remember. But it's a magnetic storage medium. It holds data on the tape, which spools from reel to reel, in diagonal stripes. a VHS stands for very high speed, and the tape is typically looped around a reed head and some rollers. It was the ubiquitous way of storing and, in fact, having sort of home videos, movies you had in your home before Blu-ray or DVD or anything. HD DVD. Yeah, so it was a thing. It was a thing. You could record to it as well. Typically, like kids' TV shows used to have info dumps at the end, and you would be able to record on VHS and then pause the info dumps, because they would just throw in a load of stuff, like very fast frames. Data would be on the screen for maybe 2 or 3 frames, and then you would go back through your recording and just pause and go through frame by frame. It's typically not done these days, partly because people don't record stuff on VHS. It's all streaming. Everyone likes their stuff streamed. And partly because it's kind of an old thing to do. Just put all that information up on the internet now. Cool. So we're just adding a few more plants, just some interest in the world, just beefing up, because what we don't have are hills and stuff, so we're just adding a lot more plants. I think you probably stand to leave it there, I think. Good. Terrain objects. Is there anything we're forgetting? Yeah, there is. There is, actually. Let's turn this ocean off. One of the things we've got is a very flat seabed. So what we can do is raise lower, hit lower, change the amount all the way down, use a nice big brush, and just sort of just go around here, lowering it a little bit in random places so that it's a bit more lumpy bumpy. And we'll just go around and do that here and here and here. It's a subtle thing, but you know what? People might never know. They might never notice, but we notice. And it was something that has bothered me before. I think typically, if people are swimming around towards these edges, and I think some people do, some people just get their rocks off by looking over the edge, peering into the abyss and wondering if Cthulhu's home. It's like, oh, hello Cthulhu, cursed earth pizza? Yeah, alright. Cursed Earth Pizza. That comes from the Judge Dredd film with Sylvester Stallone, which a lot of people hated because Judge Dredd takes off his helmet. It's just like, don't take off your helmet. I don't want to look into your eyes. And yeah, it kind of ruined it for some people. But that's when they're going back into the city. They go, ooh, Cursed Earth Pizza. So yeah, we're just kind of making it a little bit lumpy bumpy. Subtle, but it's there. Alright. I did think about adding more shipwrecks and stuff to the outside. We could technically do that. Let's see. We'll put the sea back on real quick. And then immediately turn it off again without turning it to night, because, oh boy, that's terrifying. Yeah, what we want to do is we want to find a nice area. There we go. That is a nice area. Find objects, find structures, find a shipwreck. You will do, my friend. We'll put you on the edge, rotate you by pressing R, press T, off, straight into the sea. You do have, oh yeah, no, it's this one. Okay. Rotate you on your axis. This door here can open, so people can get stuff, and there's also things that like loot can spawn on the inside, but you can also have stuff spawning in here. So if we push our way through, kind of want the ability to get in there. So what we'll do is we'll lower the bed around it. But this is, so it's kind of underwater. Kinda. That's not a problem. That's not a problem in itself. So if you hit up objects, press that, bring you up a little bit. All right, that's fine. The reason is it's not that far under the water. and during a storm, it might even be revealed. Oh, wait, what? Oh, yeah. It's these little things, you know, all the little things. So we're going to hit lower, going to make sure the amount's down, going to change the size of the brush, and just kind of lower it around here. So it looks like, once again, it's had an effect on the seabed. Cool. Very cool. Okay. I mean, it's one of those subtle things. People might never notice it, but we notice it. So it's important for us to do these things. And then the other side, which is, you know, wholly terrifying, there's the abyss. We'll hit raise, and we'll just kind of raise it up as if the oncoming tide has, again, had an effect on the seabed. So that's cool. It can probably, I don't think we need to do too much in the way of smoothing here, only because, let's give it a little go. Change the rack the amount up, only because it's just going to soften gently. Right, okay, please, let's do a little bit of smoothing. All right. Okay, fine. I mean, it's there, and the idea is that from the island, you don't know it's there. No, you can't see it. You might run your raft. Well, the raft should go over the top of it. But if you're sort of standing here, you ain't going to notice it. No one's going to see it. It's not like completely obvious unless you're standing here and there's a storm and you're like, doopy. What? Oh my, there's something out there. Cool. So you go and have a little swim. See? It's all the little things. Why is this so lumpy here? Don't know. Let's change the amount down and just sort of smooth this off real quick. Huh. How strange. Okay, fine. I think everything is where it needs to be. We've got a wreck out there. A wreck there. Do we need any more wrecks? Not really. No, I think we're good. I mean, the main show is on the inside anyway. So let's save. We'll hit escape. We'll hit save and save. And yes, right over everything. I'm going to just hit resume just to make sure the game has not frozen or anything. And you know what? We are going to go back to the cartographer. We are going to update the world, and then we are going to give this a little test. So we're back in the cartographer, and I'm going to go through this again. I know we've done it before, but this is one thing that does trip a lot of people up, especially people who just download the map. If you download the map and put it into the maps folder, it should appear on the left-hand side. If you've made a map, it appears on the left-hand side. This, however, this is your world. These 25 tiles, these are all the islands in your world. This red one is where you are. These red skulls will probably disappear in the next update because they're removing the mission forts. Interesting. I don't know how that's going to change. I'm guessing it's probably a result of the world current. You can't really dock at forts anymore. But anyway, if you want to take your map and put it into the world, you scroll down until you find it, or you can just click and drag or whatever. It doesn't matter. Here's our island. So we left click and hold, drag it over a tile that we want to replace, let go. Yes, we want to replace it. And then we hit apply at the bottom of the screen. That now is in our world. We can go back and then we can hit continue. And once again, we are back in the game. Oh yes, the terrible water update. Let's just drink straight away from the still. You can just hold E on it. Oh my god, mouse sensitivity is real high. The sun is disappearing on another fine day. This is a great white shark. I don't know, I haven't been back to the game in a while. We have been building our island, which is over there. What we can do is press / on the keyboard, and we don't have the ability to type, so we'll left click, press / again, and it's back. So dev tools time space 9 o'clock, and then dev tools god. Once again, god mode will not save you from sharks. It will not save you from being poisoned or anything else. Hey dude, how you doing, mate? But it does give you the ability to fly. Like, boom! Yep, suddenly we are flying. which is really handy if you want to go and test your island. If you want to go and punch a shark in the face, not that handy. So, last time we tested it, we had not put all the physics objects in. All the physics objects are now in. There's that lag I was talking about. If I look left, every time every time an island pops in, you get a little pause, and then bam, that player-made island comes in, and then there's a whole heap of slowing down. Not our problem. No. Echo. So yeah, one of the things we needed to check was that the mesh over here is all okay, and there's a little bubble action going on there. I think there's a little hole. And there is a little hole, hard to see, but it's definitely there if I put the sunlight. Right. We're still in God mode, so we're still. I think maybe some of the fish AI might ignore us. Oh yeah. So here's the shipwreck. There we go. The game has gone and put a load of rock pillars around, which is terrifying. Has it spawned loot on the inside? No. If we were to leave without saving, it might spawn loot on the inside. But there is loot down here, so that's how that works. We've got... Oh, sea urchins. Did I see a sea urchin somewhere? I did. I think I did. There's a sea snake. There's lionfish. That's not being in the sea anymore then. Oh, yeah. So we need to check this. This is where the physics objects are. So the air tank is there, the food rations are there, and the lamp is there, as is the raft. It's not gone anywhere, which is really, really good. Nice. So the physics object, because what can happen is when the map loads in, especially if you're flying towards it real fast, you might be in a situation where the physics objects bounce off into the sea or just fly around. Sea anchor. Oh, should we just open the storage? Food. Okay, yeah, makes sense. So yeah, the yellow raft does actually have storage on it. Other physics objects are here. Crabs. See, they've changed their orientation and they're just doing their thing. It looks like one is following... Oh yeah, they did push around physics objects, I've forgotten that. But they sort of follow the same path, but not quite. I think they get to a node and then they make a decision. So I think there's a node there, yeah, look. And then this one's just sort of stopped. I'd bet that the nodes actually mirror the sort of triangles on the island itself. Interesting. The piggies are going to do piggy stuff. He's going to freak out and run away. He's going to try and get... Where are you doing? Yeah, that's the flight mode, so the panic mode. Piggy. He might get a... I don't know if rocks actually would upset them. Probably. Rocks might actually upset them because they're not actually on the island mesh. That's a question for the ages. Good. I'm looking around at the rest of this. There doesn't seem to be too much in the way of holes in the water. No bubbles or anything. Oh, speaking of which, there's one right there. So there's a hole in the mesh there. Ooh, that's going to be a pain in the butt to fix. I'd like to see what happens. Ooh. Bloop. Boom. Here we go. So the reef shark is slightly deeper than the stingray. The stingray is now swimming around. The reef shark is in. Oh yeah, look. Seaweed. Seaweed is propagated. Oh. Yeah, there's a lot of lionfish and sea snakes. I think we can actually drown in God mode, so let's not do that. But yeah, so he's swimming around. He's following the wall. Where's the other ones? Where are the other ones? There's a lot of lionfish. Like, an unholy amount of lionfish. Oh, that's cool. The game has put seaweed actually on the rocks. That's actually really neat. I don't see the other sharks. Have they already swum into the land? See, this was going to be a problem with the sharks. Maybe they don't want to be inside the hole? I'll tell you what, let's go and pick up something over here. Because we can still pick things up and manipulate them. Let's go see if we can find the other sharks, if they've, like, gone and done one. Where would you be, shark friends? I don't know. That is a curious thing. Whoa, school of fish. Not can be to be confused with these, which is actually school of rock. And the abyss. Hello, Cthulhu. Oh, Stingray, what are you doing out here? So, yeah, I'm guessing that some of the marine creatures are going to want to not stay in the hole. I kind of figured that might be a problem. The AI does, or will change. Oh, there's one. Well, there's one. The AI will change in the next update. Yeah, we just ran straight into that. Huh. So we're now poisoned. Can we use this underwater? No. Maybe because hang on a sec. I'm poisoned and dehydrated. Can we, hang on a sec. Dev tools. God. Hello. I can't. Oh, you feel so slow. Oh, so you can't use it in God mode. How far down can we swim? I don't see any more sharks. The fish kind of stop after a while. Alright. There's Wally. And now, oh yeah, look at this. You would absolutely need this if you're coming down here to explore. So the torch does work underwater. Cool. That is terrifying, though. Oh. We have actually run out of air. We are out of air. This is not working anymore. Is he gonna die? Drowning? Okay. Can we get out of the water? Oh, this dude is not looking well. Can we get out of the water in one piece? I don't know if we can. Let's do it. Boom. Okay, right, fine. So I think everything else is... Hey, buddy. What are you doing? Oh, pee-pee. Can we get the rest of the pee... let's throw that. Don't need it anymore. Yeah, pee-pee-pee. It looks so strange. Now that we're back in the game proper, so hold space to climb. Get ourselves a coconut. Let's do that. And then break our legs. And then we should be able to find enough PP in order to become unpoisoned. Oh, it needs... Oh, doesn't it need rope or something to make the thing? There's one there. Let's pick that. And we can't store it, of course. So let's just swim across here with this high definition, high texture. Oh yeah. We smoothed all this down, didn't we? It's about as smooth as it's going to get. About as smooth as it's going to get. Fine. So that's good. Let's toss some things on the ground. And we don't need you. You can go. PP. That's not PP. That's PP. Right. Crafting menu. Let's go. Bird's nest. Oh yeah. We haven't really been playing since this new stuff came in. Consumables. Medicine. I like the burger and the drinks carton. Coconut flask. Okay, and then you need the flask. Oh, okay. So yeah, we would need to create with... That is stupid. The way the plant bounces. Okay, so now we can create a coconut flask. And now we can create an antidote. Cool. Nice. And then have a little drink. Ooh, no. Okay, fine. It's getting towards the end of the day. Should we... Should we see if we can't trick the game into killing us? No, not killing us. Oh, caps lock. I don't think it actually matters. Dot time 11. Oh, wrong 11. Although, let's just check food and water. Yeah, it's still okay. Let's do this. Dev tools dot time 23. 24-hour clock. We're probably going to die now. Well, it's not too bad. Do you need to get some food, though? Interesting, those plants haven't actually caught up with the... yeah, there it goes. So it's now dark. This island has its light on it. We're going to get poisoned, aren't we? Yes, we are. Let's go... God. No, I have to click. Then press /. Press / again. Oh, it's got a focus issue. So basically, I think the window has like a focus issue. I've seen it with the... let's take that. Where's the other tin? There it is. So we can get food rations. Cool. Oh yeah, tippity top. Time is 23:35. As soon as it hits tomorrow, we can just fast forward into the day. I don't know if it's going to trigger a storm or even just rain. I'd like it to trigger a storm, but it's really tricky to do because it's a percentage like calculation done on a new day that I think the weather is selected at that point. So we could, I mean, we will run out of water if we just keep fast forwarding through time. If we just click, so everything's kind of up. I love the chromic aberration on the watch. That is one of the nice things. It's now tomorrow. I don't like the fact they took the weather off the watch though. I really wish they'd have just left that. So dot time 7. Boom. We're probably... Oh no, we're not too bad. And the sun is now coming up on another beautiful day. We've got some aloe here. Let's... Whoop, whoop, whoop. Oh, it had 3 lots of food in it. Oh, okay. That's actually pretty neat. Boom. Water time. Alright. The game's not done a bad job of... yeah, there's some rocks and stuff near the entrance. Oh, there we go. Rocks and stuff near the entrance of the hole itself, but I think you could reasonably get a raft through there. That's not the problem. So, what's going to happen? Is it every hour it makes a calculation whether it wants to do a rain? Probably. Let's try and fast forward. No. I don't think it will. Hey, Piggy. I don't think we can force it to be stormy. You'll know because the raindrops will come from the sky. We can probably 13, isn't it? I need to cool down. Rain? Oh, rain! Rain, rain, rain. We got sunstroke, but also rain. Oh, tell me this is going to be a storm. Or is it just going to be rain? The sea's getting dark. I think it's just rain. Everything's getting wet. No, it's not. No, I think if anything, the sea's actually calming down. So I don't think we're going to get a chance to actually see a storm. Or is it? Is that... Let's stand on the beach. Nah. It looks kind of normal. Doesn't look terrifying. Fine, fine. If we come over here... no, it's just a regular rainstorm. Ugh, if we stick our face underwater... That is wholly terrifying. Yeah. It's a long way down. All right. So trying to test it in a storm is going to be tricky. There are a few gaps in the water mesh, but I don't think it's enough to really notice. And we would probably turn ourselves inside out trying to get, because this island actually has a lot of shoreline to it. So yeah, we would turn ourselves inside out trying to fix all of that. So at least one of the reef sharks stays in the pond, but the others don't really do that. Yeah, I'm kind of happy with the way it is at the moment. Let's go and have a little look out. Oh, we just got bitten by a crab. In terms of like plant material and stuff, that's fine. It's fine. It looks terrible during the rain. I'll say that. Once all the lovely light and everything is gone. Good. I think we're probably done here then. We know that the air tank will get you to the bottom if you should so wish. It is fraught with a little bit of danger, but as soon as you'll be below the sort of fish level, then you should be able to swim around. There's plenty of stuff to make water stills and plenty of stuff to fuel them. There's a reasonable amount of food here, and you can always build fish traps and leave them in the entrances and things. Yeah, I should imagine if you wanted to build a house, there's plenty of space over there to do it. There's plenty of space all over the place, to be honest. Yeah, I'm kind of happy with this. I'm a lot happier than I was when we first did a little test. And Bob Ross's happy little bush is... Yeah, it looks fine. Good. Dot time space. There we go. See, calculations done in the old metal ship. I think that I'm happy with that. I think we can leave it. There's nothing that we can do about the sharks. If they're in the pond, they're in the pond. If they're not in the pond, then they're not in the pond. There's nothing we can do about that. The wrecks are the main show. So you know what? I might both leave it there and then pack the map files into a folder and put them in the description below. So if you want to play this map, you can absolutely do it. You just download it, and all the instructions will be in a README file in the zip. Yeah, no, we're done. We're donezo. Oh wow, we are actually done with the map. I am going to leave it there. If you like the series, definitely leave a little like, leave a subscribe, and if you do subscribe, click the little bell because that will give you notifications when videos go live. And you know what? I will catch you next time.